Hey guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I am gonna try to make a recipe my mom shared with me, and it's ricotta raviolis, kind of a sweet ravioli. So I'm gonna flip this around. Okay, so we're gonna have to break down this recipe in a couple of parts. The first part I'm gonna attack is the dough. And for the dough, I have here 6 cups of flour. I just made a little well, and into that well I'm gonna put 1/3 cup here of vegetable oil. We're gonna put a 1/2 cup of white wine. Here I just have Fasi Battaglia. I'm gonna put one teaspoon of sugar, 6 egg yolks, and I'm gonna pass it through my machine, which I'll take you through that in a little bit. All right, now for the filling part, we're gonna need to grate 1 lemon. Okay, we're gonna put 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Here I have 2 packages of ricotta, 450 grams each. We're gonna put 1 cup of breadcrumbs, and this is Alchermes, or in Italian Archemes. It's hard to find a liqueur. I found it online, and they shipped it to me really quickly. Actually, it was from the States. I'm gonna put the link to this below because I know a lot of Italians like to do these old recipes and they can't find this. So I'm gonna link that below. Whoever wants to make this can find it easily. It's gonna be 3 tablespoons of that. And then we need 2 egg yolks. But here, as you can see, I have a couple of little cutters, to cut out your ravioli. And a little spoonie to, make them pretty. But in the olden days, my mom was telling me that they didn't have such luxuries. So what my grandmother would use was a glass. They would just cut them out like that. And then to make the edges, seal the edges, they would seal it with a fork. So for tradition's sake, I'm going to do that. And I won't use these gadgets here. I'm going to stick to the old school method. So those are all the ingredients that we're going to need for today's ambitious recipe. And I'm going to just write everything down below, so you'll have that if you ever want to try to do this. So let me get started on the dough part. I'm just going to grab a bowl. The last thing that you want now that your dough is done is for it to get crusty. You don't want that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to clean up my surface a bit, and I'm going to cover it with a bowl here. Okay, so we're going to keep that under wraps. I'm going to clean up here, and then I'm going to start with the ricotta filling. So to a mixing bowl, I've added the ricotta. I'm going to add our sugar. I'm gonna add our eggs. Oh. I'm gonna add a little bit of cinnamon. We're gonna add our liqueur. This is gonna turn it a bright pink. Grate in my lemon. A little bit of breadcrumbs, and this is just like a thickening agent, so put a little and mix and see if the consistency is right for putting them into the dough, right? They have to be a little stiff. I'm just gonna give it a little taste for sweetness, because it is a sweet ravioli, right? You adjust as you see fit. If you want it sweeter, you add more sugar. Okay, so we have our dough that's resting here for a little bit. We have our filling that's done. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup here. We're gonna move to the dining room table, and then we're gonna start rolling out the dough. So what I have here is a pasta machine that we're gonna roll out the dough with, okay? So I'm just gonna cut this dough in fourths. So what I'm not using, I wanna just keep it covered because I don't want my dough to turn crusty, okay? Get yourself a little bit of flour so you can work with on your surface. You need it. This was a recipe that in Italy they would do around Christmas time and around Carnival time. All right, guys. So now I'm gonna take one of our dough balls. Just stretch it out a bit. I'm gonna take a bit of flour, give it a little dusting, okay? Because we are going to run it through the pasta making machine that I have here. And I can leave a link to this down below too. So if you're ever interested in getting yourself one. Okay. So on this pasta machine, there's a dial here on this side, and there's a gauge. So you have one where the rolling pins are wider, and the higher you go, the tighter the rolling pins get. So we're gonna start on 1, which is pretty wide, the widest setting, and we're just gonna run our dough through the machine one time. Give it a little dusting again, run it through again. Okay, now on our third pass, we're just gonna tighten it up, okay? Get a little bit more flour on our board. Okay, so now we're gonna go to 2. Pass it through again. Now we're going to tighten up. We're going to go to 3. And for ravioli, I wouldn't go higher than that. That's it. You want to stop at 3, or else your ravioli is going to be too thin. Okay, so we're just going to run it through here a couple of times. So at this point, just going to fold it in half, bring it back to our table here, and I'm going to cut it here. Whatever scraps you have, just keep them, because you can re-roll this dough. Okay, so now what we want to do is I'll just put the top piece here for now. We're gonna take our filling, take 2 spoons for yourself, and you're gonna average, 1 tablespoon per ravioli. So I'll just place it here. But what you want to do is allow yourself enough space between this one and the next ravioli filling so that you'll be able to cut it, right? So, for instance, if I'm doing here, I'll have enough space, right? So then we take the top layer that we had, we can put it over these guys, and then we're just gonna, squeeze the air out of them and, make them a pocket, okay? Do that to all of them. Squeeze them out, shape them, they want to look nice, you want them to look nice, and get the air out. Okay, just like that. Then we want to take our glass, okay, and we are going to just cut them out like that. You see? Camera focusing. So we just want to cut them out like that. Then what you do is you take your little fork and you make sure that they are sealed all around like this. And then you have a beautiful ravioli that's ready to fry. So these, I just have a tray here I put for myself. I'm just gonna tuck them under here. Keep them covered because you don't want them drying out. I'm gonna go through the rest of these and then we're gonna fry them. I just want to show you quickly how I'm set up here at the stove. So I finished rolling out and filling all my raviolis. They're all here. I have here a plate just with some paper towel. So when we take them out of the oil here that I got heating up, we'll put them on here and it'll suck up all the extra oil from the frying process. So I'm just gonna wait till my oil gets up to temperature here, and I'm gonna start frying them off. So I got them in the oil. You'll see here they're starting to float. When you see that, it's almost time to flip them over. Alright guys, so they're all out. I finished frying them. This recipe gave me about 50 raviolis. The last step of all this is icing sugar. So what we're gonna do, I laid them out on this tray here, and we're just gonna give them a little dusting of icing sugar. This is the last touch. Like that. All right, it's taste test time. So we're gonna take one of these. Let me show you the inside. So the outside is You want some too, Bernie? Guys, they're so good. The outside is light, crispy. The inside is warm, sweet. It's delicious. 10 out of 10. Even the dog loves them. He's standing by my feet wanting more. Want some more? Alright guys, that brings us to the end of this video. Click on subscribe if you like what you're seeing, because I have some more Marche recipes coming up soon. So for now, I say goodbye and take care of yourselves.